Hi guys, PJ here. Today I'm going to be installing a Kenwood DMX125 DAB double-din media unit, or radio if you like, into a Volkswagen Transporter T5 using an array of bits and bobs to make it fit, of which I will show you all the part numbers for. This one's already had some form of aftermarket unit in some years, which has obviously gone faulty, so that's all going to get removed, and I'm going to show you the new one going in. Now, I do already have a full installation guide on my channel of how to install radios into this particular vehicle, but seeing as slight things vary between radios and installation kits, I thought I'd just cover it again because it seems to be a very popular one, you know, to do a media unit in, with a lot of them being campers, etc. So, the actual installation kits we're using is these. So this one is your quad lock wiring converter to ISO, which plugs in the back of most normal radios. Also includes the aerial adapter, which is a FACRA connection, this type, to the normal DIN type that you find on pretty much all aftermarket radios. This is CTS VW002.2AA, and it's for CAN bus versions, as you can see there, and it's by Connect2. Also have a patch lead here if you have steering controls. Now this particular one has no steering controls at all, so that won't be used, but if you did want a patch lead is CT multi-lead 0.2. And the last bit of the kit for this, which I've just dropped, is a fascia, like a plastic surround. It's pretty much this, but in a big double DIN size. So it's CT24 VW07, there you go, for Touareg T5 multivan, etc. Looks like that. There we go. Unpack all that. And also, if you're installing a DAB unit, most of them nowadays unfortunately do not come with a DAB aerial, which is pretty appalling in my opinion. So I've got an Autolese DAB film antenna which sticks on the window screen and is powered, so we'll connect the little trace wire there to the blue wire coming out the back of most radios, which is for your electric aerial or remote output connection. If your DAB antenna's got this copper strip here with a sticky back on it, basically you need to connect that to your A pillar, scrape some paint off and stick it to the actual unpainted surface of the A pillar, and then obviously so it sits, turn it around, it sits that way, yeah, so the aerial goes up the glass screen and the copper bit there goes on the A pillar of the vehicle. So without further ado, I'm going to get this out and let's start getting the unit in. On one of these vehicles, you're going to need a plastic leverage tool like so. You get these from car shops and eBay, places like that. Basically, you're going to lever it and pop up this plastic trim, okay, and move it out of the way. Like so, and when you do, it uncovers a couple of TX20s. So we have, oops, get the focus there for you guys. One there, TX20, and then there's another one buried just there. So we're going to do those two TX20s that are there, and that allows you to pop this entire front fascia off. It's on little clips all the way around. Like I say, I've got a detailed installation guide for this vehicle already, so I'm only going to cover the basics in this one just to show you any differences. Okay, with the old radio out, which incidentally wasn't fitted very well, there was nothing retaining it whatsoever. In an accident it could have actually just popped straight out and caused a problem, but hey, you know, that's not for me to, so we say, cast doubt on. But anyway, the reason I'm here is to show you this. This vehicle had a DAB antenna fitted already, and it's a screw thread look inside it, yeah. Now the new one, and the most common one nowadays, is a push fit, sort of clips in, yeah. So even though you've got a DAB antenna in your vehicle, you may not be able to use it. I just thought I'd point it out in case you're replacing something that's already got one. Two different sorts of connectors. You're going to either need a converter or a brand new aerial, which is easier than, you know, trying to convert that one. So anyway, we're going to get all this gubbins out of here. This is the old loom. We're going to detach this, clean it all up so it's a nice empty area, and run the aerial so it's on the window screen and obviously popping out here. To do that on these, we remove the glove box, nice and easy to do. There's some pop-up tabs along the bottom of it, and basically you pop them up as TX20s. Take the TX20s out, take the two TX20s on either side, and then there's a TX20 at the back, and the whole thing just sort of comes out. I'll show you that shortly. Just quickly, here's another example of how not to patch something in. So I'm just removing the ISO from the old radio that should just unplug here. This has got some sort of well, shall we say, bodged in reversing screen into the original radio, and all someone's done quite literally is stripped off the outer sheath and wrapped the wires around the power and around the earth. I mean, that is really shoddy. If you've got no soldering iron to hand, at least bullet connect them in. This is, you know, really shoddy work. I'm really hoping an installation place hasn't done this, and it's a bit of DIY effort. But guys, don't do that. Bullet connect it, insulate it, heat shrink it, make sure it's, you know, well done sort of thing. You'd be quite surprised how easy something can sort of smolder away and cause a big car fire. It's scary that it can be sort of left like that for time. Okay, this guy's been lucky, you know, he's probably had it in a number of years, but you could be the unlucky one. So you don't do that. Don't strip it off and twist wire around another wire. Okay, so with the A-pillar trim off, which is basically on little clips, I'll show you. There you go, got little push clips. Yeah, this has been off before because one was missing already. They just clip on, so it's a case of pulling them off. But with that off, you've got your DAB aerial on, down to bare metal here. There's your cable. If you've got a microphone on a Bluetooth radio, now's a good time to run the cable. So basically tucked in all the way along the edge here. It's here, look, just there. It runs all the way down to here. We're going to tape all this up, loom it all up, run it down the dashboard, take the AND panel off of this. This pops off, so you get a leverage tool in here, pop that off, take the glove box out, and through the back and out into the radio hole with those connectors. Quick update on the wiring situation. Here's the original vehicle's wiring loom. I put a little extension on to make it easier to patch in this, what appears to be a Bluetooth reversing camera on this particular vehicle. It needed a power and an earth, so rather than messing with the original wiring, put a little extension on just so that I could patch the power and earth to that in. And also it has a little AV connection there, look, which we can plug in nicely. So the original cabling for the DAB aerial and the microphone are here. They've basically run down here. Glove box is out, so you've got basically one screw, two screws, and then three at the bottom. This is missing one, so 1, 2, 3, and then there's one right at the back there that you take out as well. They're TX20s. You take all them out, you sort of like pull it up and out, and then you can store it above just like I've done there. Now on the DAB aerial, this is your power wire. It goes to the blue here, so it's spliced into that and then disappears into the little block that I've made there out of the way. So we've got everything ready to plug in, microphone and DAB connector. So we should be able to get it all plugged in and test that it actually works at this stage. All connections are now made, plugged in. Just got to plug in the normal aerial, which is a bit shorter, so I'll do that very shortly. I just want to show you this. I mean, they've mentioned this vehicle's got a Bluetooth reversing camera. You don't actually need it with this particular radio. It's got a video in and out there and everything, so you can actually add other things to it. I do have a review on this radio on the channel, like I say, as well as a full fitting guide for this particular vehicle, but just thought I'd show you that. Like I say, you don't need one of these Bluetooth dongly things to get your reverse camera working on this type of vehicle. You just get one that plugs directly in and takes its power from the radio, should you wish. But anyway, I'm going to get this in now, have a look how it all looks. Okay, so there it all is in, nice and flush. We didn't need the surround. The surround was for a, you know, slightly different design of dashboard that I showed you. We also didn't need the quad lock either, the interface. Again, that's for a different year. This is a pretty early T5 and clearly didn't need it, which is nice because obviously it's cheaper. I have noticed this particular screen has a bit of a defect, so you want to watch this, guys, if you're buying stuff. Even though this is a Kenwood, can you see here? There's a bulge in the screen and something sticking out at the bottom here. It's like a under panel or something. It's not right, look, as you can see. Being picky, but I know if I'd paid for this and having it fitted, can you see a bulge? Not ideal. So even a brand one, a really nice brand, Kenwood is a good brand, you know. You've got to watch for this type of thing. Really, it could do with being exchanged and having another one. But hey, I'm only sent out with one unit, so one unit is and one's gone in. There we go, guys. Hopefully this was useful for somebody somewhere out there. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.